Jon Bozeka here along with you for the WHBCSports.com preview review as we head into week 3 of the high school football season here in Stark County. And I'm joined today by our radio voice and Dan Belford, who calls the Shears Snacks Game of the Week each and every week. First week, he saw Massillon run past St. V. Second week, he saw Massillon run past Glen Oak. Dan, you have to like what the Tigers are doing so far.
Yeah, well said. They run past everyone. They really do. And what I like about the Tigers this year, more so than what we saw toward the end of last season, they're starting to gel and come together. We know what they bring with Jameer in the running game, but I think it's an even better passing game this year because they're more selective. They take care of business when they have to throw, and they can mix it up and throw when they want to, not when they have to. And you put that in there with Jameer has found an extra gear this year. We always knew he could run through people. Now we're seeing the speed involved. And the fact that they rotate 3 backs in and out of that lineup on top of him, this is a balanced team like we haven't seen. And something worth noting, too, is if there's been an Achilles heel for Massillon the last couple of years, it's been stopping the run. They have shut down the run the first 2 weeks. So, hey, Tiger Town, things are looking good for you going into week 3. And again, I think we all tag them as one of the teams to watch, and they haven't disappointed.
We're close to Massillon here at Smilex Stadium this week. That's where Dan will have the call of the Northwest New Philly game, our week 3 Shears Snacks Game of the Week. And Dan, this is a game that I don't know that many people circled going into the year, but Northwest is 2-0, New Philly is 0-2, kind of maybe opposite of where people thought they would be. But, so, yeah. You know, Northwest comes in riding a lot of momentum, and they have a good quarterback, don't they?
They do. Fennell, is that how you say
yes.
it? Is, oh my gosh, he's fast. He's a tailback who can throw the ball. But I know Coach Harbor, that's an aspect of their game. They are really dynamic on the outside. In the receiving cores, they have speed, but he said we miss opportunity after opportunity because we're getting to understand that speed and being patient in the throwing game. Basically, by that saying that give your receiver a chance to make that extra step. Then have that trust to put that ball in the area and let him get to it. They started to see that in the later stages of that game against South last week. The Claymont game was a tough gauge because Claymont just doesn't bring a lot to the table. Now tonight, or I should say Friday night against New Philly, they're going to challenge there. New Philly's had struggles coming out of the gates, but they haven't gone 0-3 since 2010. And they've had a lot of 1-2 starts where they've made the playoffs. So Coach Dennison will get them together, and of all things, here they come in Northwest, and you're hoping Friday night isn't the night he does that.
Uncharacteristic for a Matt Dennison ball club to start 0-2 ever, but as Dan said, you play a meat grinder of a schedule, and you end up with that oftentimes. This is year 2 for Northwest now in the pack as well, Dan, and I feel like maybe there's a comfort level there now, no?
Yeah, I think so, and I think you're starting to see a little bit of a renaissance here. With Coach Harbor, as we see most coaches, they get into their 3rd and their 4th year in programs like we've seen around Stark County. The 7th grade, the 8th grade teams, the freshman teams are all starting to do nice things and feed into this varsity program. As you mentioned, I don't think this is a varsity team anyone really tagged to say, oh man, we're coming out of the gates and we're going to kick some tail this year. But they're showing they have that ability. I like what he does. He's a good modern-day disciplinarian. He knows how to coach kids. Kids like to play for him, but he's not afraid to use the iron fist if he has to. And there's that respect level, and you're seeing that manifest itself on the field.
Again, Dan Belford, Joe Palmisano, Kenny Rhoda, Denny Kincaid, they'll have the call the Shears Snacks Radio Game of the Week on 1480 WHBC Northwest against New Philly here at Smilex Stadium. Our TV game, by the way, McKinley will take on Woodson from the Washington, D.C. area. You can catch Dave Sheets, Mark Miller, as well as Frank Salona, the All-Care TV Game of the Week, and then the stream game, WHBCSports.com. East Canton plays host to Ritztown in a battle of 2-0 teams. Again, he's Dan Belford. I'm Jon Bozeka. Week 3 already here. We'll catch you next time.